Raise your hand if you think that Andy was doing way too much and had way too much negative energy directed towards Monique on last night's episode. Now, I'm going to get on Andy's ass, but not immediately, okay? I'm going to save it for just a little later in this video. But yeah, he got dragged last night. Needless to say, he got dragged, and rightly so. But part 3 of the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion aired last night. And I personally think that it could have aired even earlier than I guess its slot was which is like at my time, like 8 o'clock to 9:30. It really could have aired in that Atlanta slot, because all they did last night, a lot of viewers were noticing that all they did is like a commentary episode from season 12, right? And they had Cynthia and Noelle just basically, flashbacking on, having flashbacks on different moments of an episode and just like giving commentary. And needless to say, I hope Atlanta ain't in trouble, because I think it's a little too early in the season to be doing this kind of episode. If they weren't going to even show it, if they weren't going to show no new episode, they could have just moved the Potomac women up an hour earlier. That's all they had to do. But anyway, let's get on into last night and some of the takeaways that I got. First things first, Monique has made the decision that she will not be returning. This is what she posted last night. She said, "Thank y'all for riding with us for a crazy 5th season. I hear all of you. I respect your opinions, and I thank you for allowing me and my family in your homes every week. Peace and blessings." And she also posted a message as well. And I'm going to go ahead and let you guys watch Monique.
100. But yeah, my family comes first and foremost. And that is, it is what it is. I appreciate the opportunity, being a part of a network that is so amazing, having the platform to be able to speak to so many people every week. I'm so blessed and so grateful. It's been an amazing platform for Not for Lazy Moms, for my new essential oils line, Me Leave Essentials. I was looking forward to showcasing that, but I got to do what I got to do. Everybody wants to say hi to you, Chris.
Now, to be perfectly honest with you, I thought about how this or next season would go if all the women stayed, right? I thought to myself, how can they move forward if one of these ladies don't leave? That is a Candace or a Monique. And considering how fractured things are with Monique and a couple of the women, I really didn't see how Monique could stay. Right now, a part of me feels like she was just being like a preemptive type of situation, because maybe they were considering firing her. But at the same time, Monique really probably is the one that does not need the check as much, which she has told Andy before. Like, I don't need this little check, this little check. But also considering, like I said, Giselle, she didn't just toe up Giselle. So I don't know how those two could film together. And you had Candace suing Monique and Monique countersuing Candace. So honestly, how could these ladies film together? I just didn't know how they were going to do that. So, Monique said she did what she felt like was best for her family, and that was that. Now, before I get into like the reunion, let me just say this. This whole thing kind of started out of Monique's ex-friend, Gigi. And I have a video that people have just taken an interest, to it again. This is actually the video of Monique and Chris actually explaining this whole thing with Gigi, and Chris actually making threats. Like, you saw some of the flashbacks of Chris making threats to the women, like he would slap them and stuff like that, the whole Kris Jenner thing. I actually have that entire live, and I'm going to, people been watching it, but I will definitely put the link in the description box for you guys if you want to watch where all of that came from. But I do have to wonder, where did this whole thing with the trainer come about? And is there any truth to her actually messing with her trainer? Because I don't think that it just came out of thin air. I'm not saying that is true. And I'm not talking about the child. I'm referring specifically to Monique possibly messing with the trainer. Because if that was the tea in Potomac, like the whole thing is like they know whether it's smoke, there's fire type of like I'm just curious if there was any truth to that rumor about Monique messing with the trainer, because as you can see, she did not even want to go there. She did not want to touch it. But I'm just curious. We ain't heard from the trainer. We ain't heard from that, and I'm just curious about that, right? But anyway, so you had 3 husbands show up last night. You had the 2 Chris's. You had Chris Samuels, Chris Bassett, and Ray. Now I'm going to get into Chris Samuels in a minute, but let me start with Chris Bassett. That's Candace's husband. I don't care for his wife, but I really do like him, and I do like how he protects his wife, as he should. He goes up for his wife the way a man should. Same with Chris Samuels, right? The difference, and you could clearly see how people were perceiving both men. Chris Bassett was getting loud. Maybe he didn't stand up because he just knew that I can't mess with what Giselle called him, big fella, a big guy, or whatever she said, a big boy. I can't get with that. But he was still being, in my opinion, as equally aggressive in his tone as Chris was, the other Chris. But they aren't perceived the same. And it's just one of those situations where that's just how, being black, right? Having the same kind of energy, but being perceived differently. And because Chris is a big guy, right? He's a big guy. Naturally, he's going to be perceived differently. And he's big and black, okay? So I guess Giselle called herself having security last night, okay? That was kind of when she was snapping, like, you see him getting up. And dude back there was like, listen, I just came here to dance for y'all. I'm a symbolic security. I wasn't actually thinking I was going to actually have to do something. Because, Chris wasn't playing games last night. You could just see his energy was on 10. Even when fake ass Andy, it's like, so Chris, did you watch the Michael Jordan documentary? And Chris was like, listen, look, I ain't come here all this bullshit. I ain't come here to make all that small talk. I came here to see what the hell all these women up in here chirping about when it come to my baby, right? And he was just focused. He was laser focused on, what he came there to do. And that's to basically defend his child and defend his wife. And that's what he felt like he did. Now, what I do like about Chris Samuels is that if you watch the episodes, he did not he supports his wife as he should, just like Chris Bassett supports Candace as he should. But he also corrected his wife, right? So it's one of those kind of situations like, yeah, I'm going to go up for you. I'm going to always have your back. I'm going to support you. But he also pointed out to Monique how she was wrong. And that's why a lot of people are men like, listen, he was holding her accountable. He still loved her. He still support her. He going to have her back 100. But he still pointed out to her where she was wrong. Monique apologized last night, right? What I didn't like about how Andy was coming at her, and his energy been real stank towards Monique. I don't know if he just got kind of funky when she told him she needed a little check, but his energy has been really stank towards Monique. He just was, and last night the audience was just, they were zeroing in like, damn, he is acting really, really biased. He was acting biased the whole time. Even in part 2 where they were showing certain flashbacks of what Monique said happened, the flashbacks was actually confirming what she said happened. And Andy was still attempting to gaslight. He was still, so last night, what annoyed me about Andy was that he kept trying to press Monique on emotions. Like, oh, how he kept saying, it's been a year. You don't feel bad. You don't feel sad. You don't feel mad. You don't feel sorry. You don't feel, and I'm just like, dude, you said it's been a year. So if she has run, maybe she has run the gamut of emotions in a year, People tend to do that. They've been sad, they've been happy, they've been angry about it, then they got sad again. They run the gamut of emotions. Can't nobody, sit here and be like a Candace. Now, again, I'm not going to say that Candace don't have a reason or she can't be upset about something, but just because she's still allowing Monique to live in her head rent free, don't mean that Monique have to do the same thing. And Andy just couldn't say, like, Andy, stop. Stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not going to happen. You're trying to get a reaction out of this woman. You're trying to get her to emote when she told you she good. Now, eventually you saw that the emotions came, but he shouldn't have pressed it. I feel like he was wrong in that. I feel like Andy was all the way wrong. Andy was all the way wrong last night, period. He was just wrong to me, and he was so biased, and he couldn't even hide how biased his ass really was last night. Even the way he kind of was trying to shade her with her song, with her music, right? Now, I personally didn't like the song. I ain't like the lyrics either. I just like, But I don't recall Andy doing that to Luann or Kim Zolciak, right? Two other women who called themselves having music and stuff like that. I don't remember him shading the hell out of them, but he had a lot of shady shit to kind of throw at Monique last night. I just didn't like that. I even hated the whole, when he said something about her lawyer. So, as you know, Candace sued Monique. Monique countersued, right? It was basically tossed, right? And Andy had the nerve to sit here and say that she got bad advice from her attorney. Now, I don't know how y'all felt about that, but I'm just thinking to myself, how is it bad advice if someone sues me and I countersue and it's thrown out? How is that bad advice? That hopefully that's the goal. A lot of times that is the goal. It's like, it's voided because nobody wins that. Candace didn't get shit out of her, right? Monique didn't get shit out of Candace. Like, it was done. So how is that bad advice? I just felt like he was picking. He was picking at her, and that was just one of those clear little things like, okay, Andy bullshit. He picking with her. He is clearly picking with her. So, yeah, I didn't like that. And a lot of people did not. They saw right through Andy, and they was dragging Andy last night. They was on his IG dragging him. I hope he saw it all. I hope he saw it all. They was dragging his ass. All right. But let's get into the rest of it. Like I already talked about Giselle acting like acting all scared and shit. Like, you see him come, you see him standing there. Again, I am glad that Chris apologized, for saying what he said to the women. But, then you saw Robin trying to rear up like, oh my God, I'm so glad that Juan isn't here. Girl, Juan don't go up for you like that. Juan would have sat his ass in that chair looking like, ooh, when Chris stood his ass up. These dudes not going to try. They was not going to try Chris Samuel, so stop it. And Jamal wouldn't even stand up for Giselle on the damn Facebook video. He told the world he's single. He told the whole world he's single. So if he can't even go up for you like that, what you think he was going to do to a Chris Samuels? Girl, stop. Just stop the bullshit. Anyway, what other takeaways did I get? Wendy. I heard a rumor. I saw something circulating that Wendy was getting fired. Miss Fofofo. I call her Fofofo. But I do, she is Dr. Wendy Acefo, right? But Fofofo. I heard that Fofofo was getting, the axe. And I actually hope that she doesn't. Now, I haven't cared for Wendy this season, but I still think there's a lot left in her story. And I would love, I really do like her husband. And I would really like to see their family life explored a little bit more. So I hope that she's actually not leaving. Like I said, I didn't care for her somewhat, like how she kind of came across and just automatically injecting herself into other, into other people's business. But I do kind of want her to stick around just a little longer, right? I just kind of want her to stick around a little longer, give her another season. Let's see how I go, right? But she did turn off a lot of people in this season. What else? Ashley. I don't really have much to say about Ashley and Michael. Ashley, honestly, to me, gets away a lot with a lot. We know Giselle as the messy one, but Ashley is as equally messy to me, that's just I think Ashley is equally messy, and she just kind of skirts by with people not really calling her out as much as they do with Giselle. And I think that she is equally messy. She just is. Robin, what is there to say about Robin? Robin don't add shit. Robin really don't add nothing. And Robin, do you really believe that Robin paid off all them taxes? I do not. I don't believe she did. With them beauty store hats. I do not, beauty supply store hats. I do not believe that Robin paid that off. But what was kind of funny to me is last night, Andy asked her, he said, so are you really getting married this time? Or are you getting married? And she's like, I don't know. And I'm just like, huh? That shouldn't be your answer. Juan proposed to you, and you talking about you don't know? That tells me everything I need to know. And she talking about Juan had basketball practice. Okay, child. Okay. I told you, Robin. I mean, listen, Juan do not go up for Robin the way she go up for him. He just don't defend that woman the way she defend him and be up on like, it's a good thing that Juan wasn't here, girl. Bye. He didn't want to be there. He did not want to be there. Okay. And you had Karen and Ray, and Karen and Candace talked their thing out. There was a lot of emotions involved in that. I think that there was a true sisterhood, a true friendship, and they had some issues that they worked out last night. But Ray was there, and he said that he wants to celebrate his 25th wedding anniversary with the vow renewal. And he was talking about, Robin, let me know what your date is, because we don't want to collide. And I'm just thinking, listen, Ray, you only get 25-year wedding anniversary one time. You can't do it on the 26th year. Trust me. You and Karen, go ahead and set the date and book the venue, because you and Karen will definitely walk down the aisle before Juan and a Robin. That, I just don't see it. I don't see it for them. I really, really don't. Sometimes people just get too comfortable, more comfortable than you think. And I just not sitting here buying that Robin has paid off that debt. I'm just not. But, more power to her. But she sure didn't sound sure that she was getting married last night. I'll say that much. But those were my takeaways from the reunion. Like I said, listen, Andy, if you cannot do your job effectively and unbiased, then let somebody else do it. Right? Let you the producer of the show, or you the creator of the show, you like the head of all these different hats you wear. But you were also quite biased last night, and it was plain as day how you were acting towards Monique. And again, I'm not sitting here saying that Monique is completely free of any accountability or free of anything. I'm saying it was clear that you had it in for that woman. You had it in for them. You had it in for her, and you had it in for Chris. You even shaded Chris's finances last week. People saw you. People see you, and they see how you act. You act real funky, right? So it just wasn't cool. It wasn't cool, and I'm glad that people called Andy out on his bullshit. I'm so glad that they was dragging him last night, because it was just so obvious how he was treating Monique compared to Candace, compared to the other woman. He was just like on her head yesterday. He was on her head. And I'm like, well, damn. But anyway, those are my takeaways from part 3. And I guess we're going to see what's going on with Atlanta if they come back next week. I don't know. Maybe they're going back to the drawing board to shoot more scenes. Who knows? But anyway, let me know what you guys think about part 3. And I will see you guys on the next video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Bye.